It's finally out. All the killers got reworks, the civilian abilities got reworks, there are new civilian abilities, customization, and all the maps got revamped. All the killers are faster overall, and they're all at least slightly faster than a civilian. Base badware with no PCs used to be way slower than a civilian, now they're faster and can keep up even without computers. Killjoy used to be slower than a civilian, now they aren't. Calm Harkin used to be the same speed as a civilian, now she's faster by a significant margin. All good changes to let killers keep up in the metagame. Pursuer's stock got heavily buffed. He can enter it with way less end lag and he can lunge or chomp out of it, which also lets him start chase super close and with barely any end lag exiting out of the stock. If you're at the stamina disadvantage, just pop stock, get close, and lunge out, and you'll be at the advantage plus free damage if you hit the lunge. You have to aim howl manually now. This is a nice change since now Pursuer's stamina tool needs to be earned by landing it, instead of just being given to him. He still kinda can't really catch up without it though, especially not if the civilians are working together. Badware's rework is awesome. Badware's computers can no longer be destroyed by civilians. Instead, they naturally drain health over time and Badware has to work to keep them alive by landing abilities to add health to them. It's up to them to manage their computers now, and they play so much more aggressively than before. Artful is the only killer who didn't get any significant changes. Well, aside from his walls, always having a set amount of 110 HP, instead of it getting lower the less civilians there are, and him only being able to place 5 walls at a time, which, granted, is a nice buff. He's also a little faster, like every other killer in this update, so he can zone better. He still has some issues though, like for example, Repurpose is still a useless ability that does nothing. Harkin got changed to be much stronger in calm mode. She used to be completely harmless in calm mode, but now she has more run speed in her base form and her rage mode isn't her sole win condition anymore. She's also less overtuned in her rage mode, only gaining 0.5 more run speed if she enters rage, as opposed to the +2 she had before. She now has 2 different movesets, one for calm mode and one for her rage mode. Also, they took my idea for her agitation rework. In my dive death balancing video, I suggested agitation leaving behind little craters that will cause noise if civilians step in them, as an anti-loop for Harkin, and they did just that. She has a bit of a zoning playstyle now because of this. Killjoy is really strong now. First off, they fixed the explosion hitbox of M1s going behind the initial contact point, and it's centered now, which is actually a small nerf since the wall hits you used to be able to pull off with Killjoy because of this hitbox offset were insane and let you automatically dominate any small loop. Deploy got reworked, and now Killjoy's killbots shoot at civilians instead of exploding themselves. They essentially last forever, and while they can be dodged easily, they still apply a lot of pressure. I have one big issue with them though. They are so loud. They shoot rockets at you every couple of seconds, even if you're behind a wall. And oh my god, it's actual noise pollution. Whenever you're anywhere near the line of sight of a killbot, you're just gonna hear boom, 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 boom constantly, and it hurts my eardrums. Please replace them with little laser shots or something that's much quieter. Explosions are meant to be cool after all. If explosions are spammed all over the map every half a second, they aren't really special anymore. Propel is pretty nice. It's basically unavoidable if you're close to a civilian, which gives Killjoy more consistency by letting them do a body slam for damage if they catch up to a civilian. Bugle is a new ability that lets you do a minigame to decrease the cooldowns of civilians around you. I like the ability itself. It lets everyone use their abilities to support each other much sooner. But it has a giant effect range, the cooldown decrease is huge, and it's just overtuned because it can make other overpowered abilities basically spammable. Pi is a range support ability that can slow down the killer. On its own, it's not that good. It doesn't have much of an effect, but it's pretty easy to land and has a very low cooldown. When it's stacked though, with like 3 to 4 civilians having Pi, it becomes hell. The slowness stacks if you get hit with multiple Pis, and like I mentioned, they're extremely spammable with only 20 seconds of cooldown, so you're just gonna be slowed down heavily the entire time if Pi civilians are covering whoever you want to chase. Reroll is really fun. You basically gamble to get a one-time use version of any other ability in the game. If you're lucky, it can come in clutch, or you can get cloak. Flashlight lets you slow down the killer a little bit, and if you flash them for long enough, it applies dazed, which makes them take more time to get out of stuns. It doesn't do much, but the slowness is good for supporting others. Don't you dare use it to defend yourself though. Back when the teaser for the taunt rework dropped, everyone, including me, thought the taunt would work like a parry. That didn't turn out to be the case though. It still just releases big hitboxes normally, but now in a spherical shape. I also thought this ability would be weak. That also didn't turn out to be the case. The knockback and ragdoll is really good, and it basically forces the killer to retarget to the taunt, because if they don't hit the taunt within a few seconds, they'll be slowed down. This easily messes up chases and is pretty overtuned. The killer can break bonus pads now. I think this works. As I said in my death balancing video, I think bonus pads being a one-time thing where you go over once to save yourself from a killer, instead of having it bail you out and make you untouchable for as long as the pad lasts, is a good idea. They removed the stamina penalty from Revolver. This easily bumps up Revolver to be one of the best abilities in the game. It was already a busted support ability, and now its biggest weakness is gone. Hot Dog also got buffed. It no longer decreases your max stamina, and instead makes your player hitbox larger. The player hitbox barely matters though, it only makes juking a little harder, and it only decreases it by a very little bit. So yeah, it's a really strong ability now. Thankfully, the cooldown is higher and you take longer to eat the hot dog to compensate. Dash is a great support ability now that you can use it to knock back the killer. It leaves you vulnerable, but it's still great for giving distance to whoever is being chased. I like what they did with Adrenaline. If you run with Adrenaline near another civilian, it'll motivate them to go faster and speed them up. Pretty neat. They changed Care Pad to only heal 1 HP per second, but like Bonus Pad, it can last forever until the killer breaks it. I think this is a good change. The heal was overpowered before and it's still pretty good. Love Shot now shoots 3 bullets that slow the killer and lock their abilities. Each shot landed heals everyone in a small radius around the Love Shot for 7 HP. It's kinda hard to use in uncoordinated lobbies since you'd have to tell everyone you want to heal to hug you while you shoot the killer, but this is a very fun rework nonetheless. The new Noisemaker synergy, which is Taunt and Bugle, is just a direct upgrade to Bugle. You do more minigames, and not only does it give the cooldown reductions that regular Bugle does, but it also gives everyone around you resistance, and there's like no downside to this other than the minigame lasting a little longer. Hey, editing UVD here. Noisemaker doesn't reduce ability cooldowns, it only applies resistance. That makes the ability pretty mid, but still okay I guess. Sweet Tooth is the synergy that was teased a while ago, being Pie and Hot Dog. It decreases your max HP by 7. However, Sweet Tooth lets you heal twice as much as Hot Dog at once, which is really good. Sauce5 said that every civilian ability would get some sort of a teamwork element, which was true for the most part. Killer M1s are no longer AoE and hit priority exists now, so Block and Hot Dog can body block for other civilians. Cloak is the only ability that doesn't have any teamwork element to it. I like that teamwork is much more encouraged now. They changed the maps to be really small. Like, they're tiny and compact. Most of them don't really have any good loops, and everywhere you go you'll just corner yourself. Now, this is good to an extent. It makes the game more killer-sided and you require teamwork to survive, which, in my opinion, an ASIM should be. But the game is still pretty survivor-sided. Like I mentioned, a lot of abilities are overtuned. Picture this, you chase a civilian, 5 other civilians come out of nowhere, hit you with 3 pies, a flashlight, and a punch, and now you're down 215 stamina, while whoever you were chasing is getting healed. It's not that hard for the team to just work together and cover each other, and have the game become pretty much unwinnable for the killer. The killers are stronger and faster overall, but it just feels like a band-aid fix to compensate for the disgustingly overpowered civilians. That aside, the civilian customization is very cool. There's not that much to choose from, mainly just colors and keychains. They are still pretty fun though. There are no hats or hair, which is understandable since those could hide what ability someone has. But my personal idea for civilian customization would have been to make skins and accessory changes for abilities. For example, Taunt. You could have a Live of Life skin for it that changes the cap to be red. You could make it the hat that Scout wears in Team Fortress 2. Punch could have a boxing glove skin or a brass knuckle skin. Dash could get its old ninja mask back as a skin. Caretaker could get a regen coil. Adrenaline could look even more terrified. This helmet from the Roblox Takeover event would be good for Hot Dog. This could also add the possibility of mastery skins for abilities, which you could get for landing an ability enough times. Anyway, it's cool that you can also customize your profile banner. The shirts were also alright, they took this one straight from Live of Life. All the game modes have these beautiful Pizza Tower title cards now, and there are new game modes, as well as an Evil Scary rework. Evil Scary now deals less damage, but they have 2 special attacks instead of 1. They can do their regular charge, which looks way cooler now, but it's a lot slower and not really threatening anymore. Their other attack, which was teased a while back, has Evil Scary just going up and down shooting themselves at players. You have to kinda dodge and weave them, but sometimes it's just unavoidable damage. I really like that Evil Scary doesn't insta-kill anymore, because now as the killer, your damage to the civilians is added onto that of Evil Scary's. So now when a civilian dies to Evil Scary, it doesn't feel like, oh, I did damage to them for no reason, they got one-shotted by Evil Scary, but rather, Evil Scary finished my progress, or Evil Scary gave me progress. I wish Evil Scary had more special attacks than just the 2 we have though, since that would make Evil Scary feel much more threatening and more like an unpredictable chaotic force. Fry Bomber is fun. It's basically hot potato. Game with Evil did it first, but Death has its own map just for Fry Bomber. The map feels very nice to play around, and the game mode itself is super intense and fun. I like that the person with the Fry Bomb can also throw it. What I don't like is the keybind for swinging the Fry Bomb being Q instead of the M1 for whatever reason. Golf is pretty fun. You go through a randomized set of courses and get a ball into a hole. You get more points the less hits it takes for the ball to reach the end. It gets really hectic after you destroy Discount Pillar John, with a Red Crusher slowly destroying the entire course. Overall, it's a nice break from the regular ASIM gameplay loop. That's all my thoughts on the update. Thank you for watching and thank you for 200 subscribers. It really means a lot.